Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Plummy, and in this episode of Raid Decay, I'm gonna be reacting to two comebacks and one debut. Specifically, the songs that I'm gonna be reacting to are going to be SuperM's 100th comeback, Wonho from Monster X's new debut, Losing You, and a group that hasn't been in the K-pop scene for a while as far as I know, called Brave Girls and their song We Ride. So I think I have a reason to be excited for each of these songs. I'm curious how I'm gonna feel about SuperM's 100, because for their debut song, I enjoyed it quite a lot, I would say, but it didn't exactly live up to the hype it had for like the big Avengers of K-pop kind of thing. But it was still a really good song and definitely something that was very much my taste. Although maybe it could have been a little bit rougher around the edges, because I feel like it was a little bit too polished. It had a lot of the same problems I feel like NCT 127's music has had ever since Superhuman. But I still enjoyed it, so I'm curious how I'm going to feel about that one. For Wonho's Losing You, I heard a little bit of this song because I watched the teaser about it, and I honestly liked it quite a lot from the little bit that I heard. And I've learned that this song is gonna be in English and that it's a ballad, so there's a huge possibility that I'm gonna be in love with the song, but I guess we're gonna find out. And for Brave Girls, We Ride, because I haven't listened to Brave Girls before, I don't really know what to expect, but since it's a group that hasn't released music in a long time, I'm still curious how I'm gonna feel about it, and what they're gonna sound like in this day and age, because as far as I know, they haven't been around for a long time. I don't know, I don't have the information. If you have it, please do comment it down below. I'm gonna maybe pin your comment if I decide that it's a good enough explanation. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's just jump into it, starting off with SuperM's 100 in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was a cool logo. I definitely love the styling in this music video. Is this whole song in English? I don't remember if Jopping was in English completely. It would make sense because SuperM are a group made for the American market. And honestly, I want to say to the people who say that this is not the kind of music a group should be trying to break into in the US, I want to say I much prefer this than what BTS is doing. Because this is SuperM sticking to the K-pop style, while BTS is selling out to the American market, but by making music that would appeal to the tastes of Americans. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think my opinion of this song is gonna be pretty much the same as it was for Jopping. For some reason, these songs just don't go as hard as they should. I'm sure that after like 2 or 3 more listens, I'm gonna be in love with the song, or at least like it enough. But it just doesn't go as hard as it should. I don't know what happened to SM and their boy groups. At least the clothing and the styling in this music video is amazing. Okay, so obviously we're gonna be reacting it a second time, but I just wanna say, I already said it, but I just wanna expand on it a little bit. I don't know what happened with SM boy groups' music, and especially NCT 127. But their music ever since Superhuman just hasn't been the same. Before that, it was such an interesting and experimental and unique and hard-hitting, and I love that about them. But ever since Superhuman, I feel like they've kind of mellowed out in a way that I don't really like. Their songs still have some of the qualities of their older music, like Fire Truck. I think Fire Truck was an NCT 127 song, but all these, they had all the qualities of like experimental with like lots of crazy unique sounds in the songs and everything. But for some reason, now their songs feel way too polished. And the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like a lot of the same problems with NCT 127's current music applies to SuperM as well. It's way too polished and not rough enough. I don't know. That's the best way I can put it. It's just not edgy enough. And it annoys me because all these songs could easily be amazing and some of my favorite songs ever, but they feel like they don't go as hard as they should go. I don't know. Even like songs from NCT 127 like Punch and Kick It, I have listened to them quite a lot, but there's just something lacking in them that was present in older songs like Chain, Simon Says, Cherry Bomb, and etc. I don't know what happened to them. But yeah, let's get into this one more time in 3, 2, 1. I really like the logo. Who is this guy? I cannot recognize him. Also, is it me or this song has a lot of similar beats to EXO's Obsession? It feels very reminiscent of Obsession, especially in the Baekhyun parts. I feel like maybe this song needs a little bit more singing in it. Because I feel like as it is, it doesn't exactly connect all the rap parts together that well. Wait, is that 10? He looks so different, what the hell? Okay, the song is definitely growing on me. And I love these kind of whispery parts. It actually hits surprisingly hard in those parts. Jesus, Taeyong. You're gonna break your bones when you dance like that. Okay. So, yeah, I think I ultimately like this song. I'm still not sure whether I like it more than Jopping or not, because I feel like Jopping may be a little bit more iconic. It has a little bit more of an iconic vibe to it and legendary feel. Well, this one doesn't necessarily, but I feel like I'm more into it after the second listen, because for Jopping, it took me a little bit a while to really be able to appreciate the song to its full potential. Well, for this one, I feel like I'm already getting into it, because I really ended up liking the vocal parts towards the end, and even the rapping was pretty cool. And I feel like towards the end of the song here, it started to work better for me, but it still needs a few more listens, and even then, I don't really think the song is gonna be my favorite song ever or anything like that, but it's gonna be, I guess, a solid addition to my playlist. I don't know. So, how I'm gonna rate this? I think I'm gonna give it, honestly, personally, a 9 out of 10, because I think it's a good song, but just doesn't have that thing to it that older NCT 127 songs had, and what I feel like they intended to have, but for some reason they're just not really good at making this kind of hard-hitting songs anymore. Like, I thought NCT 127 was the group in SM that did that kind of music, but nowadays Red Velvet does more of that music, honestly, with like Simsalabim and Oompa Oompa. And NCT Dream honestly killed it much better with writing than NCT has done with anything NCT 127 has done ever since Superhuman. So yeah, I don't know. Objectively, even then, I don't really feel like it's a 10 out of 10. Most people, I feel like, are not gonna believe that it's 10 out of 10. In styling and music video, I'd say maybe it's close to that. Styling definitely is a 10 out of 10. I love all the haircuts and the hair colors and the outfits. But for the song itself, I don't know. I can see how somebody can easily enjoy it even more than Jopping, but I would say most people would say it's about the same, or maybe a little worse. I don't know, because as I said, it doesn't have that iconic feel that Jopping had. So it's gonna be a 9.4 out of 10 objectively. So yeah, let's move on to the next song of this video. That's going to be Wonho's Losing You. And just in case, since this song is gonna be in English, there is a small possibility that the song might get copyright blocked, because songs in English just tend to do that for some reason. I don't know why. So in that case, I'm gonna have to remove the sound and only have the music video. So if that does happen, that is the reason why you can't hear the song. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it in 3, 2, 1. Damn, he's ripped. Why did you have to leave Monster X? I want you back. Honestly, there's no way this song would not be interpreted by most people to be about him leaving Monster X. It's impossible to interpret it in any other way. And even if there is any other way, that's how I am going to interpret it. Also, this is gonna be a prime example of why I don't hate ballads, but I just can't enjoy K-pop ballads because they are in Korean and I cannot understand Korean yet. Because with ballads in English, whenever I'm listening to it, I can right off the bat experience the emotion that that the singer is trying to convey right in the moment because I can understand what he's saying. While in Korean, I have to rely on lyrics and it just doesn't work as well, even if I'm reading the lyrics. So the ballad has to be an exceptional kind of song in different ways, like with unique music or unique things going for it, for me to be able to really enjoying it. I'm honestly in love with this song already. This actually might be one of my favorite songs of this year. And I know I talked quite a lot over it. I'm gonna focus on it more on the second listen. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Holy shit. Yeah, this was definitely a song for the fans and kind of talking about him leaving Monster X and dealing with that and the fans dealing with that. I really appreciate that because, like, I wasn't super into Monster X's members specifically. Like, I've liked their music, but for the longest time they've just been like more of a kind of like a casual group that I check out whenever they come back, but don't really pay too much attention to, even though their music is right up my alley. But even I kind of felt bad for Wonho having to leave the group, because I just liked all the vibe that the group gave off with like all 7 of them. Even now, it's just not the same without him. Even though they're still doing the same music and they're still trying to keep going as they used to be, but it's just not the same. So yeah, even for me, somebody who's not the biggest fan, or should I say, I'm not really a stan of Monster X, haven't really paid that much attention to them and gotten into the group itself and the members and everything, just being a casual listener of them. Even for me, this song is very emotional, I would say. So yeah, without further ado, let's listen to it one more time in 3, 2, 1.
Anytime I press up in your shield, when you feel like you ain't got the fight and you to heal, and when you're weak and defeat, I need you to know, baby, I will go to war for you, build an army
I love this song. I'll definitely be listening to it.
It's better than losing you. Don't you know that I would die for you if I knew that you would make it through?
'Cause losing me is better than losing you. And I love his voice.
Best car, no brakes. You're
And this is kind of like a minimalistic music video, but I still love it.
me insane. 'Cause you're the air inside my lungs. Suffocating when you go. I'm a mess and it's all wrong without you. Yeah, oh, nothing's clear. And I need you to know, baby, I would go to war for you. Build an army if you need me to. Yeah.
'Cause losing me is better than losing you.
Don't you know that I would
Man, I can't wait to see some of the reactions of crazy fans of Monsta X like GZB Karma. I'm pretty sure she's gonna probably even cry during the reaction. I love that part here where he makes his voice sound like that. That's so cool. It adds another like spice to the song. I love that.
Baby, I would go to war for you. Build an army if you need me to.
'Cause losing me is better than losing you.
Don't you know that I would die for you if I knew that you would make
Honestly, I wish this part here had some hard drum in the background. I feel like that would have made the emotion hit harder in the song itself. That's the only little thing that lacks in the song, I feel like. But it's not a big deal. I still enjoy it for what it is. I just feel like the emotion would have hit harder if it had a drum in the background. Okay. So this song ended up being pretty much exactly how good I expected it to be after listening to the teaser. I loved a little bit of the teaser that we got, and this is even better, I would say. The last time I felt like this after listening to a teaser and then listening to the full song, I think it was when I saw BTS's Fake Love, which was like more than 2 years ago. It was in 2018, May 18, I think it was. I loved a little bit of the teaser that we got, and I freaking loved the song even more when it was released. Same for this one. And I wonder, is this an album or a single? Probably it's a single because I don't know, is he still with Starship or is he on another label? Because looking at the screen right now, it's written Highline Entertainment, filmed by Pink Label Visuals. So I would assume he is at a small company right now, which might explain the minimalistic sets in the music video, which I feel like they work for the song pretty well. Like, I don't feel like it's cheap or anything. I enjoy it for what it is, actually. I feel like for a song like this, it works, because the vibe this song kind of gives me is like in a depression state, maybe a little bit, and all the dark and moody sets definitely help you reflect that and relate to that. So I really like this, and genuinely this might be one of my favorite songs released this year. I still don't know how much I'm gonna listen to it, because it's a slow, sad song, and I only like listening to slow and sad songs whenever I feel the emotion in my life and I want to like feel better, a little bit better about it. And honestly, ever since I started this YouTube channel, I haven't really felt it as much, so I haven't listened to sad songs as much, or I would say even at all. But I definitely commend the song for being so good. And as I said, this is another example of me not necessarily hating ballads, but just not being able to enjoy Korean K-pop ballads because I don't understand the language, which is going to change in the next 4 years because I'm gonna be studying Korean in university. So over the course of the next 4 years, I'll be able to understand the songs as I'm listening to them, hopefully. So I really wonder how that's gonna change my reaction. Maybe it's gonna make it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I love this song. This is a proof that I don't hate ballads, I just cannot enjoy the Korean ones as much. And getting into the ratings, honestly, I'm gonna give it both personally and objectively a 10 out of 10 because I think it's a solid song. It's not a blow your mind kind of song that I'm like, oh my god, this is so good, this is amazing. It is an amazing song, but I'm not blown away. But I think it's a solid song and there's almost nothing bad about it. Even though it's a ballad for me, I still was able to enjoy it. And as I said, there's only like tiny complaint about the ending emotional part, maybe needing a little bit more of a punch to it. But I think it's still amazing as it is, and that's why I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Personally, wow, objectively, I think almost everybody's gonna love this song. I don't really think there's gonna be any person hating on these songs, except maybe Hansu Hee. She probably will hate the song. But I think it's amazing, and people who have had some thoughts and feelings about Wonho leaving Monsta X will probably be all over this song because it's a sad, emotional song, and whenever you think of him, you probably want to cry. So I feel like this is a perfect song for him to debut solo with. I don't know, yeah, that's how I feel about it. So I guess without further ado, let's just get into the last song of this video, that being Brave Girls' We Ride. In 3, 2, 1. I don't know what to expect, honestly. Okay, retro vibe. Okay, you know what? Let me look them up a little bit. Wait, so are they in the same entertainment as Samuel? And I know that his father died, but what happened to him? Is he a K-pop idol yet? Because I haven't really been able to find information about it. So this is a group that debuted in 2011. So far, it definitely feels like a song released by a second generation group. It does feel like some similarities to A-Pink, but I still feel like it's its own thing. It's not copying them or anything. And I'm not gonna really compare this song to current generation K-pop songs by current groups, because I don't think that's fair. Nowadays K-pop groups focus more on the dancing and performance as a whole, rather than specifically vocals or anything like that. Well, the second generation was definitely more on the vocal side of things. Is there anything else? Okay, I'm pretty sure this is just the credits, so I'm just gonna stop. Okay, it didn't stop. Now it stopped. Okay, so I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna be reacting to this one a second time. I just don't really think there's anything for me to enjoy in doing a second reaction to it, because I feel like I've got pretty much everything I needed of the song. And honestly, I don't really know what I expected to hear from them. I would say this is pretty much in line with what a group from the second generation coming back in this day and age would release. It does feel reminiscent of Apinx's recent comebacks, and I think I definitely like the song, but it's obviously not my style, so it's not gonna be I'm not gonna be crazy or all over it. But I think it's a solid song, and I feel like for fans of this group, they're probably gonna enjoy it very easily. And again, I can't really compare and say how similar this is to the music they used to release before, because I haven't listened to them before. Maybe if you guys want me to, I'll check them out. But I think it's a solid song, and it definitely has that second generation group releasing a song in the fourth generation feel to it, and I think it's a solid one. The thing that I like the most about this, I guess, would be the retro style that it has. It's interesting to me a little bit, but ultimately I just don't really have much to say about it. I think it's an enjoyable song. It doesn't feel bad or anything. It feels pretty solid. I didn't really notice anything bad about it, but it's also not a crazy song that I'm gonna be all over on. So yeah, that's how I feel about this one. I guess personally I'm gonna give this song a, how much, maybe, I don't know. I kind of want to give it a solid 8 out of 10, because I mean, it's not gonna be really a song that I'm gonna be listening to a second time ever, really. But I feel like it's still a solid song with not really any faults, I would say. The only faults maybe that I've noticed is that their dancing was a little bit lackluster. But again, as I said, the second generation wasn't really crazy about the dancing. Maybe they had some really cool choreo, but I would say second generation was definitely about the vocals. While current generation of K-pop is, I wouldn't say exclusively, but it's first and foremost about the performance, and a lot of the time it feels like the groups nowadays are dancers who can sing and rap, rather than singers who can dance, or rappers who can dance, although there are some cases for that as well. While objectively, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, or maybe an 8.9 at worst. I feel like, as I said, it's gonna be a solid song for people who are fans of this group to be able to enjoy. This is just not my style, and it's an older group, so there's another reason why I'm not gonna necessarily enjoy it as much. But I think it's still a solid song, so if you like it, that's fine. If you don't like it, that's also fine. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the list in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad, where I post my stories. Because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And in addition to being a writer on Wattpad, I also have a blog on which I review TV shows, movies, cartoons, video games, anime, anything like that you can think of. And also, at the end of the year, I'm gonna be doing a blog post about K-pop, and specifically I'm gonna be doing top 20 K-pop music video title tracks, top albums, K-pop albums of 2020, and top K-pop B-sides of 2020. So if you're interested in any of those, go over to the blog and subscribe or follow it, or whatever you're supposed to do with the blog, so you can get those posts whenever I release them. And if you end up enjoying my blog, you end up enjoying my stories over on Wattpad, or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon or Subscribestar, where you can pledge support and help keep the channel going, help support me so I can keep doing all the things you enjoy seeing from me. And additionally, I just want to mention that all the money you decide to support me with are going to go towards my transition fund, because if you're new to the channel or just haven't noticed at this point, I'm actually trans, but I'm yet to start my transition. I'm hoping to start it probably in the next few months, because I'm going to be moving out of my parents' house. So if you could help me out monetarily with the transition, that would be greatly appreciated. But I don't want to guilt trip you into helping me out, so if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out by liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye!